Okay, so now, Honey Bunch, this is the creek right here, right? So this used to be, I mean, this is Independence's night school right here, right? Back when I was a kid, this was all empty. There was no buildings here. It was just a big, huge parking lot. So remember I told you that Checkers Drive had 3 different bus stops for people that lived in the Checkers area, for all this area? Yeah, the first one was all the way at the corner of Checkers, then they moved it over here to the other end of Checkers. And then for the kids that lived on this side of Checkers, so that they didn't have to walk all the way to the other side of Checkers, they would walk right here. This was the bus stop for those kids, right? So many times I had friends that would jump off the bus here, and they lived in that neighborhood, so they had to walk through this parking lot and jump the fence to their homes, right? After school, sometime a few hours after I got home, then my friends would say, hey, you guys want to go to the creek? And we'd go into this creek to catch crawfish. There was an area here where you could walk along the fence here. It was pretty narrow, and then from there you'd make your way down into the creek. And so we'd go down there and catch crawdads, which is, oh, I hear frogs. But yeah, Moy and Beto, Charming, me, my friend Hector, we'd go down here and we'd catch, you know, crawfish and stuff, crawdads, and take them back home. And I had a rabbit, and when my rabbit died, me and my little sister, we came in here, we walked down here, and then we buried my rabbit down inside the creek somewhere over there. Actually, remember I told you the rocks, the white rocks?
Yeah, the shiny ones.
The shiny ones, I would always get them from here, from this house right here. They had these, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but lots of homes like to have these shiny white rocks, right? So the particular house right here, they always had the white rocks. So I would come here as a kid and I'd grab a bunch of them, like 5 or 6 of them, and I'd put them in my pocket. So I'll go home, get the hammer out of the hallway closet, and then I'd take it outside to our patio, and I'd get the rocks and I'd go bam, I'd smash them. So after school, this is how I would get home, right? So all of this sidewalk used to be tagged up like crazy. There was so much tagging here. It was like the Wall of Fame here, like Hollywood's Wall of Fame. Everybody would tag here. Yeah, all down here, all through here, all up on the fences. Everybody would gather here, say what's up to each other, and this wall was always tagged up. When we'd play hide and seek with our friends, we'd say, we'd play like 20, 30 kids, right? And we'd say you could play all of Checkers except, well, only this half of Checkers, because Checkers is it's such a huge apartment complex that there's this side and then there's the other side. We didn't really mess with the kids on the other side. I really didn't know any of them, but I played a lot with the kids on this side here, right? So we'd say, okay, let's play in teams. Let's play 10 against 10, and we could hide anywhere in Checkers up until the wall right here. And sometimes we'd go in the wall. There was this kid in 2nd grade. I think he was in 2nd. He might have been in 3rd, actually. So I'm walking by myself with a bunch of kids that I don't know from this half of Checkers. Because, I mean, I hung out with many of my friends that lived on the front half of Checkers. Because I grew up, when I was in kindergarten, I was at the front side of Checkers. I was always catching the bus on that side. So I knew lots of the kids that lived over there. I didn't know many of the kids here. Like Sergio, Johnny, Mauricio, Archie, Gordo. Well, anyway, and those kids all caught the bus on this side, right? And this kid is kicking rocks at me, or he's kicking rocks, and some of them start hitting me. So I turned around and I told him, hey, can you stop kicking rocks? And all the kids said, ooh.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. So he's like, what'd you say? And he had a cast on, right? So he said, what'd you say? And he took out this metal rod out of his cast. Oh my God. He goes, what'd you say? Like, I'm not gonna fight you, man. And he's like doing this to me, and he's younger than I am, right? But
and you were in 2nd grade?
I was in 4th or 3rd, and he was in 2nd, or I was in 4th and he was in 3rd. He was a younger kid, and I still know who he is. I'm not gonna mention any names, but and I wanted to fight him at the same time, but my mom would always tell me, just turn the other cheek. You don't want to fight. Walk away from a fight. Being a man is being able to walk away and stuff. He ends up spitting at me. And all these kids, they all surrounded me, right? Like, they made this tight circle around me. And I'm like looking around like, what can I do? I should have just popped the biggest one in the face, but I was little. I had never been in a fight at that time.
That was your first one?
That wasn't even a fight.
Oh.
So anyway, he spits at me. And then I, like a dummy, I said, well, the Bible says you need to turn the other cheek. So I turned the other cheek and he spits at me again.
That's not what they meant.
No, exactly. Start walking down this way. And there's this area there. There's a circle there, right? There's a circle area there. There were some benches. So I found a little opening, a little gap between some of the guys over there, and boom, I took off running.
And then they all chased you.
So they were all chasing me after that. They were all running after me. And I'm zigzagging through checkers, and they're like, he's over there. So finally, I seen a patio that once I got to a sharp corner, I jumped into that patio. And checkers has these, some of the patios here, they have this gap between the building and the patio. So I jumped inside the patio, and I'm crouching down, and I'm looking through that gap, and I'm seeing all the kids running. And it reminded me now that I'm older, it reminds me of American Me when they're getting chased by those hazard kids, those hazard gangsters. And La Primera gangsters they break into that business, and they're seeing all the guys running after them. That's exactly what it reminds me of, because literally all those kids were running after. He's over there. No, he think he's over here and stuff. Freaking checkers, man. But this was a circle that I was talking about here, where all these kids surrounded me.
Was it tight circle? Was it like this? Or was it like...
Yeah, kind of like that. There was a bunch of kids, maybe like 10 kids, and I still talk to them today. These apartments burnt down when I was a teenager. Most of these apartments burnt down. We're gonna go straight. Oh, what? They put playgrounds there. But this area here was the boot. So there's this big old boot with the slide on it. And I remember I was hiding underneath the boot one day, and there was this kid that I didn't like. I didn't even know him. He was riding by, and I saw his hand, and I had got my slingshot, and I went bam, and I hit him right in his hand. And he's like, ow!
Wait, where were you?
I was underneath the boot. The boot used to be right here. And he's like, ow! You know, I hit him right here, right on the hand. And then I start laughing, and he goes, I see you there. And then I take off running down to where I used to live, down to the apartments where I used to live, right? You know, every Christmas, somehow my friends would always get the radio control cars, and they'd have these big kind of squishy wheels, you know, for jumping. I kept begging my mom to buy me one. My mom and dad, there's a Toys R Us that was close to our house. We here by, at that time it was Montgomery Ward's, and now it's a Target on Capitol and McKee. Well, one day I saw this Corvette, and I really liked it. It was a silver Corvette. It bought it for me, so I took it home to that apartment there. That's where we used to live. And I remember being on the floor just looking at it, and I would turn it on, and the headlights would pop up, and you could press a little button and it would go down. And then but it had a cable, so it wasn't radio control, it was remote control with the cable, right, attached to it. Well, anyway, I was happy with it, so I just stand up and I just ride around the kitchen, and I thought it went fast because it's in the kitchen, right? I would pick it up and I'd press the throttle button, and I could see the wheel go, so it went fast in my eyes, right? So they bought it for me a little bit before Christmas, but I just never took it outside.
Comes Fun on Wheels, the revolutionary new turbo hopper. These sons of guns pack turbocharged engines. With you at the radio controls, there ain't no place they can't go. Turn them and they slip under, over, around, and through the darndest places. Send them cannonballing off a cliff. Yahoo! There's no stopping them. Now give them a blast of turbocharged power. Batteries not included.
Christmas morning, we come out, and everybody could be outside here, all the apartments. Everybody would be riding their bikes, their brand new skateboards, their remote control, their radio control cars, whatever. So all my friends, Moy, Beto, they each had their own car. Chuchin had his own car. Emilio had his own car as well. So there's 4 remote control cars. So I said, hey, look guys, I got one too. I got a remote control car for Christmas also. So they're like, oh, take it out. All right. I came out, and we're gonna race. And then we all gathered around here, and we said this line was gonna be the start. And they were all going to go around the swimming pool. There was a bunch of cars here. So I brought mine out, all happy. So then I put it on the floor, and they started laughing like, yours has a cable attached to it. Like, it's okay, goes fast. So they said, your mark, get set, go. And then they all stayed here. And I'm over here running behind me. All the cars they left my car in the dust. And I was like, I thought it went fast, because it went fast in my kitchen floor because the linoleum, but here it went so slow. I got a bike for Christmas one time because it was given to us by a church organization called City Team Ministries. A family sponsored us, and they got us tons of gifts. And we are with City Team Ministries, and we're going to sponsor you. We adopted, a family has adopted your family to get you guys presents. And like, what do you want? What do you need? I'm like, anything we want. And they said, yeah, what do you guys want? Like, and the first thing I went is to the kitchen. And anyway, we hung up, and I didn't really give them what they wanted, like in terms of toys. I guess a truck pulled up with a bunch of presents for us. They brought us for us, for our family. They brought us 2 or 3 bikes for me, Victor, and Dada. They bought us Hungry Hippos. They also got I claimed the Legos because I love Legos, so they gave me a big box of Legos. So I also got the Legos. There's my sisters, they got, dolls or whatever. I don't remember what else Victor had, but we were like super happy that they gave all that to us. But me and my dad, we went over by the flea market down in Mayberry, down in some area, and we cut our own Christmas tree. It was like the ugliest tree. It had no leaves, whatever, but me and Abuelo, we chopped it down. I don't know if we took an axe or a chainsaw, but anyway, we chopped it down, tied it down, and we brought it home, and Abuelo spray painted it white, and then we decorated that tree.
How old were you?
Maybe 12. This was our normal Christmas was they'd go get us things from the dollar store. I remember I woke up one morning and there was a little dinosaur bank. I love dinosaurs, right? So I woke up and next to me was a dinosaur, a little bank, a little plastic dinosaur. Victor got the same one because they couldn't afford to get us real presents, and all our friends would have all the real good ones, whatever. That was the end of the story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you like it? Mm-hmm. That's your Bobby. All right, thanks, y'all. Okay, so we're here at the corner of El Rancho Verde and McKee Road. This is where I used to go. This used to be a 7-Eleven here. It's now a Quickie Mart. That used to be a Magic Video. So I know many of my Checkers peeps, they remember Magic Video. And that laundromat has been there since I was a kid. If you guys remember the story of Tonto, the guy that fell, homie was pretty clumsy. I was in 9th or 10th grade, and Tonto decides to do a beer run here. Well, he comes out running, and we're across the street watching him, and he comes out running with 2 cases of beer, right? Only to him this would happen. Well, the box of beers, one of them opened, and all the beer comes spilling out, right? It all comes spilling out. and a beer can went out in front of him, and he stepped on it, and he went vroom, and he fell. The guy that was chasing him had to stop, and he was busting up, and we're all busting up laughing at him. But he got up and he just took the other box with them and ran back across the street to Checkers. But yeah, I'm like 15 and Chuchin's like 13 and a half or 14 years old, right? And we're walking back from Great America. We took the bus, and it's late night, maybe about 9 o'clock at night. And we got off the bus, and I think we were going to there used to be a Taco Bell down the street, and we were headed over there. So as we're walking, we find a big spool of cable. We wrap the cable around this pole here, and we cross the street, and we're trying to wrap it on the pole across the street. We didn't even think anything of this, about what it's going to cause or whatever. So as I'm walking, I'm holding the spool of cable, and I feel it start to tug, and it starts to burn my hand. And I'm like, oh, and I start letting go. There's this car, like, it was a mini truck. It had some guys in the back on the back of the truck. It went around his neck. He's like, eh. Then I was like, oh crap, I let it go. And we took off running. And I'm guessing the driver had no idea what was happening to the people in the back of the truck, the pickup. That was just so bad. It could have been catastrophic, but it's just the angle that he was coming in. He was coming in at this angle that it seemed to have caught him. I don't know what we were thinking. Line 81 would pass through here, and there'd be a bunch of us in between the cars. Be about 4 or 5 of us, and each of us has a bunch of mud rocks, right? We're holding the mud rocks. And as soon as the line 81 would pass by, because they have these big ass windows, right? We'd all come out in between the cars, and whoosh, 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 and we freaking bombed the line 81 with a bunch of rocks, and on the windows, right? We'd always do that to the bus and other cars that would pass us by too, just like that there. And one day, the bus driver actually stopped. He stopped his bus somewhere right here. He got out and he started chasing us, and then we ran inside Checkers. I don't remember if we ran over here or inside the hallway. Line 81, I remember we went to catch it over to my friend's middle school, which was Shepherd Middle School. And when you feed the machine, you feed it $1, and the bus driver would give you your day pass, right? My friend went to feed the machine. The bus driver pretended to give my friend the day pass. Then my friend went to get it. Then the bus driver went like that, like, no, I'm not gonna give it to you. My friend's like, come on, give my day pass. Bus driver again pretended to give it to him. My friend put out his hand, and the bus driver did this again. Finally gives it to him, right? So when we reached our destination, our bus stop that's over by Capitol and McKee, because we're gonna cross over to Shepherd Middle School, I didn't know my friend was gonna do this. I went out through the back, and my homie decides to go through the front to the bus driver. He walks up to this bus driver, just goes bam, bam, and he starts hitting him. I'm like, oh crap. And I'm already outside the bus, and I'm seeing, like, I'm looking inside. There was nobody else inside the bus that night. And bus driver gets out, and he starts chasing my friend. And my friend's running around the bus going, laughing. He's like, he's just laughing. And bus driver's chasing him. Like, oh my God, this fool. We see the guy get inside the bus, and they used to have phones in there, right? He picks up the phone, and I'm sure he's calling the cops. And we take off running. We're like, damn, like, fool, you didn't even tell me you were gonna do that. He's like, no, that fool had it coming. What I was like, dang, man. And now we're like, now how are we gonna get home? We gotta take the bus back to Checkers. But I don't want to take the bus on the way back, because what if it's the same bus driver, or they've already described us, he's already described us, and now they're gonna be looking for us. So we had to walk home.